Kate and Prince William are believed to be highly aware of the work Meghan and Harry are carrying out across the pond. California-based brand and reputation management expert Eric Schiffer told Express.co.uk that the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge will likely take a leaf out of the Sussexes' book when it comes to engaging with younger generations on issues they deeply care about. And that has to be a warning shot to them about their own authority and soft power at this point in their own story. So you are going to see more work done by William and Kate to touch and connect with the issues that matter to young people, not only in America but also in the UK and around the world. And that means the environment, it means more focus on equality, about which you'll likely see William talk about in the future, and a focus on understanding and tuning into the sensitivities of this generation. As previously reported, Mr. Schiffer described Meghan and Harry's masterplan as their ability to connect with younger generations around the world. He said, "I think Meghan and Harry's masterplan is to position themselves as the royals of the world, not just of the UK, and done through acts of benevolence and leadership with the heart that is meaningful to the values and desires of Gen Z and Millennials." Prince William has been interested in conservation since his 20s, when he became the patron of Tusk Trust. His passion and understanding for the topic grew with the years and saw the Duke of Cambridge getting more involved also in the fight against climate change and other environmental issues threatening the planet. His desire to take action against these threats became apparent in October 2020, when he launched the Earthshot Prize. This initiative, to last until 2030, will see a panel of esteemed judges award every year for a decade 1 million prizes to those able to present projects and solutions to the most pressing environmental issues. The prize's first award ceremony took place 2 months ago, just a few days before William attended COP26, the UN's climate change summit. Conservation has been a topic close to the heart of other royals, including Prince Philip and Prince Harry. Sanctioning the Duke of Sussex's work on conservation, Harry was appointed President of African Parks in 2017. In the same year, Harry also led the launch of Travalyst, which unites giants in the travel sectors in an effort to make sustainable tourism more mainstream. The Prince of Wales's sons weren't just inspired by his 5-decade-long work focused on the protection of the planet and sustainability, but also by little habits he encouraged them to embed in their lives, including picking up litter or switching off lights. Prince Harry and Meghan have also extensively discussed racial and gender equality, in particular since stepping down as senior royals at the end of March 2020. On the other hand, since the beginning of the pandemic, the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge have focused their attention on other topics, including supporting frontline workers. Kate also launched the Royal Foundation's Centre for Early Childhood following years of background work on the topic of the early years. Both the Sussexes and the Cambridges share the commitment to championing the importance of mental health and tearing down the stigma surrounding people affected by mental illnesses. Kate, William and Harry launched Together Heads Together, and in 2017 the Dukes spoke candidly about the impact the death of their mother Princess Diana 20 years prior had on them. Following the arrival of Meghan in the royal family, the two couples collaborated on other projects focused on mental health, including the launch of Shout, a free 24/7 text messaging support available to people who are experiencing a crisis. The couples also lent their voices to the NHS for a spot promoting Every Mind Matters. Duchess of Sussex launched the 40x40 trademark project on her 40th birthday, a scheme which sought to ask 40 of the Duchess TMS fiends to give 40 minutes of their time to advise women on how to get back into the workplace. In a launch video with Hollywood actress Melissa McCarthy, Meghan promised the scheme would have a ripple effect across the world as each person asked 40 of their own friends to take part. But royal family expert Neil Sean told his YouTube channel on Thursday that despite efforts to find out more about the progress of the program, no update has been given on its success. The revelation has now sparked questions as to what the project has actually achieved since its launch on August 4 this year. Mr. Sean noted how the scheme at first seemed like a very big incentive given the number of jobs lost across the world, especially by women, during the pandemic. The royal expert said, "There does not seem to be an update. Justin Prince Harry given reality check after claiming, "I want to work with normal people" trademark. We are not quite sure exactly, with all the celebrities that were contacted, what they did and how it progressed, and was there any success from this. He asked whether people suddenly got their lives back on track thanks to the scheme, but noted how no update has meant this question has gone unanswered. Mr. Sean went on to highlight it does seem odd that Meghan would make such a huge statement about the promising scheme but not follow up with any progress reports or details 4 months on. Read more. Meghan and Prince Harry's Canadian trips cost taxpayers $334,000. He also noted how Princess Eugenie, daughter of Prince Andrew, promised to take part, but no update has been given from her either. Mr. Sean added, "For now as ever though, it remains to be seen what Meghan TM's idea of success is regarding that particular 40x40 scheme." And in subtle jab at the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, the royal expert quipped that the pair should come forward at the end of the year and share with followers how successful their various projects and incentives have been. The Duke and Duchess TM's Artual production company website fails to report any update on the scheme. But there are a number of testimonials from individuals from across the world who have pledged 40 minutes of their own time to assist other women as part of the scheme. Meghan Markle has also embarked on other projects, including writing a picture book titled The Bench, published earlier this year, about the bond between a father and a son. The Duchess, alongside husband Prince Harry, has also signed multi-million-dollar contracts with Netflix and Spotify. She is also working on an animated series for Netflix titled Pearl, described as a family series that centers on the adventures of a 12-year-old girl, who is inspired by a variety of influential women from history. Prince Harry was provided with official royal security throughout his life because of his seniority within the royal family. New reports obtained by Canadian media have shown the Duke of Sussex costed taxpayers over $250,000 with his frequent visits to the country in the early stages of his relationship with Meghan Markle. CBC News reporter Elizabeth Thompson reported that Meghan was escorted by Scotland Yard police bodyguard at the Invictus Games opening ceremony in 2017, with Canadian taxpayers bearing the heavy costs. Ms. Thompson said, "Prince Harry has usually for his entire life been surrounded by security, and when he has visited Canada, the RCMP, Royal Canadian Mounted Police, works with the British security to make sure that he stays safe in Canada, but it's cost a lot more than Canadians realize." The documents that were released to CBC News under access to information show that between January 2016 and February 2020, it cost more than $334,000 to sub in an additional cost for the RCMP to supply security for him, and that's above and beyond the salaries of the officers who were assigned to protect him. She continued, "Now a lot of people might think that the most expensive period when they spent that Christmas in Canada, and they were thinking of stepping back and maybe living in Canada part-time. But in fact, the most expensive period was the period that you mentioned, it was 2017-2018. He had a week-long period where he was doing official engagements with the Invictus Games that he founded. He also appeared at We Day and gave out some Duke of Edinburgh awards and things like that, but it was also the period where he had started seriously dating Meghan Markle, who was living in Toronto while she was filming the show Suits. So the paparazzi who started hanging out around Meghan Markle's house when it became known that they were sort of dating, they used to see like 6 big black SUVs on this little suburban residential street that she lived on, and in those SUVs were British security but also RCMP. During the Invictus Games opening ceremony, Meghan Markle attended the event alongside her now husband Prince Harry and her best friend Marcus Anderson. Meghan was safeguarded by a royalty protection squad officer who could be seen standing in a stairwell. However, Meghan, who was not yet engaged to Prince Harry and a commoner, was not entitled to taxpayer-funded RCMP. Prince Harry TM's visits between April 2017 to March 2018 cost taxpayers $182,430. The cost did not cover police officers' salaries but money for overtime work and their travel expenses. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex with baby Archie moved to Canada in 2020. They were provided security by RCMP, which cost taxpayers approximately $33,000 a month. Assistant Commissioner, Commanding Officer Coup Copyright Bec Division, RCMP, Pierre-Yves Bourdieu, said that the RCMP has to consider the danger/threats and provide them with protection ahead of any VIP visiting Canada. He said, "They still have a responsibility, because what if something would happen to that very important person in our country? The ripple effect could have a negative reflection on our country and how, seriously, we are taking the security of these types of individuals that are enjoying the hospitality of our country." Prince Harry and Meghan announced their exit from the royal family on January 18, 2020, and stepped down as active royal members were scraped of their security by the firm.